Okay, so we have this interesting logarithmic equation here. So we have it as 6 raised to power log x base 6 raised to power 2 plus x raised to power log x base 6 equals 12. Now, looking at this part of the left hand side, I can rewrite this one to now become 6 raised to power log x base 6 all in brackets, and you have another log x base 6 outside plus x raised to power log x base 6 equals 12. Mind you, if you open the bracket, if you multiply the power inside and the one outside, you still get this value, so they are the same. So here we can now use a particular law of logarithm here, where you have the base, the main base being the same as the base of the logarithm, where you have it here. Notice here the main base a is the same thing as the logarithmic base a. Then you have b as your value. So if you evaluate something like this, you get the argument b as your final answer. Main base being equal to the logarithmic base, then you have the argument b as your final answer. So that's the case here. You have the main base as 6 and the logarithmic base here as 6 also. So we are going to have the argument x as our final value. So the value in this bracket becomes or simplifies to just x, which is this one here. Then you still have your power there, which is log x base 6 plus x. Then you have log x base 6 equals 12. Notice that we have the same term here. So x log x base 6 plus x log x base 6 gives you 2x x base 6 equals 12. Mind you, x log x base 6 plus x raised to power log x base 6 give you 2x raised to power log x base 6. Then you can divide both sides by 2. This cancels this. You're left with x raised to power log x base 6 equals 6. Then you can log both sides, but if you're logging both sides, remember to use log to the base 6. You're logging both sides with log to the base 6. So you now have log to the base 6, and you still have your term here, x raised to power log x base 6 equals log base 6, and you have 6 as the argument. Of course, if you know that the number and if the argument and the base are the same, it simplifies to 1. So, but here, we can move the power for x over to stand in here as in product with this log x base 6. So we now have this one moving to this left hand side. You have log x base 6 equals, then this comes here, you have this one left, log x base 6 equals 1. Remember, when the number and the base are the same, it simplifies to 1. And here, log x base 6 times log x base 6 gives you log x base 6 all raised to power 2 equals 1. And of course, we cancel out this square. We are finding the square root of both sides. And of course, this one, you are going to get plus or minus. And this cancels out the roots. You are left with just log x base 6 equals square root of 1 is 1. Of course, you have your plus or minus. Then, having it this way, we now have it as log x base 6 equals either plus 1 or log x base 6 equals minus 1. And of course, we know that 6 raised to power 1 must give x. So we now have x equals 6. Then here, 6 raised to power minus 1 must also give x. We now have x equals 6 raised to power minus 1, which is also x equals 1 over 6. So these two values will make the equation true. So that's it, very simple.